Ben, hi! Big fan, Mr. Voice Actor. Do you mind giving me an autograph?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Let me see here. What kind of name is Anita P?
Got him! Liam, you owe me a soda. Alright, let's get out of here.
Oh, not again. Damn you, Dimension Travelers!
We're going to take a closer look at level 2 champion effects in Legends of Runeterra. These effects are supposed to be power-ups, game enders, and most importantly, impactful. Today, we'll be looking at the least impactful champion effects. Gamers, welcome to my Canadian apartment. I'm Kryn, and here are my top 5 worst level 2 effects in lore that you can never guess. This ranking is scored differently as it's not just level 2 effects being the only factor. I'll be ranking these effects on mainly 3 points: the level up requirement, the difference between level 1 and level 2 effects, and slightly how these effects hold up by themselves. So if a champion has a difficult level up requirement but a low payoff, for example, Shen, they'll be a candidate for this list. And if their level 2 effect is overshadowed by their original effect, like Fizz, I'll also consider that non-impactful. And finally, this is just my opinion, you might have a different ranking to me, and I promise you that is a-okay. I would love to hear it. And don't forget, if you enjoy this type of lore content, drop a like, subscribe, and lastly comment. Your active support helps the YouTube algorithm and helps me create more content for you. Now, let's get started with the countdown. Starting our countdown, we have Zed. A recurrent pattern is that these champions are in no means bad. They're still good even as level 1 champions. Zed is a relatively easy champion to level up, as you can start applying pressure by round 3. With quick attack, your opponent has to make some not so beneficial trades to block him. However, his level 2 effect doesn't offer much more than at level 1. His living shadows are ephemeral units and quick attack won't change much other than give them a sweet kill before they fade away. But that doesn't mean you can't buff Zed. If you add Overwhelm, Elusive, Lifesteal, his living shadows can be a big threat. Overall, Zed isn't bad, but he's on this list because by himself, his level 2 effect is just his level 1 effect, but with the potential of being better with the right combination of cards. In number 4, we have Heimerdinger. Like Zed, Heimerdinger is an easy to level up champion in the deck Jace Heimerdinger. With all the new 6-cost spells that came with Jace, even without leveling up Heimerdinger, he can generate high attack elusive attackers easily for the instant value. But the reason why he's on this list is because his level 2 is completely overshadowed by his original effect. While a +1/+1 is useful as your tech only has 1 health, there's already a card in the deck that does this more consistently. Hextech Handler doesn't need to be on the field and can be activated earlier than Heimerdinger. Don't get me wrong, more buffs to your units are always welcomed. Heimerdinger is still great, but him leveling up is not the reason why you win with Jace Heimerdinger decks. But that's why he's my number 4. Coming in number 3, we have Nami. If I were to place Nami on this countdown a year ago, I would be cancelled. However, the recent nerf to Nami, changing her level effect from granting the weakest ally +2/+1 to just +2, has caused her to fall out of play and onto this countdown. This change was significant because Nami decks didn't need high attack followers, but rather more healthier units for safer blocks before coming back swinging during the attacking phase. And with Bilgewater units often used in Nami Twisted Fate decks having at most 3 health, the extra attack from Nami's level 2 effect isn't as crucial as the extra point in health. While buffing your elusive attackers with multiple +2s can be powerful, it's not worth putting a lot of work into leveling up Nami. In conclusion, Nami is my number 2 due to her level up requirement being more time consuming and her level 2 effect not providing the correct support for her deck. In number 2, we have Tahm Kench. TK is known for being one of the worst champions. Trying to level him up is near impossible without support. And over time, the difficulty of playing him has increased. Quietus. While he does activate his level 2 effect upon leveling up, it does nothing to assist Tahm Kench with survivability. If you're planning to keep TK alive for constant removals, it doesn't matter if enemy units are obliterated or not. The effect only serves as a safety net in case your enemy manages to kill TK. In fact, players play TK more riskier since to activate his level 2 effect, you need to send him to attack, giving your opponent more opportunities to damage him. TK's level 2 does permanently remove your enemy's units. While this may not help him stay alive longer, it's still a positive. But that's why TK is my number 2. And before revealing the number 1 champion, let's take a look at the honorable mentions. Shen's level 2 effect is not a great reward for the effort and resources you needed to level him up. And before you get to level 2, you have already used up all your resources to do so. So when you can finally use Strength level 2, you can only use it 1 or 2 times every turn. Additionally, the simple damage increase isn't enough to end games on its own. But regardless, it's still an average effect. But without further ado, let's move on to my top pick. Number 1 is Senna. Senna level 2 is what I personally think is the weakest level 2 effect of all the champions in the game. To level up Senna, you need to kill 3 units with spells, which can be challenging. Level 2 Senna is just a side mission in Darkness decks. You didn't necessarily need her to level up to win the game. Level 2 Veigar enables you to deal damage to the Nexus, while Senna's role is to support Veigar by turning Darkness into fast speed spells. New Darkness decks don't even run high cost, low speed damaging spells anymore. And if you want to discount Darkness, Stilted Roadmaker does this already. By round 8 or 10, when you would have level 2 Senna, you won't need the extra discount because you would have had sufficient mana. Senna is currently in a weak position, and it's no surprise that Nor has replaced Senna in Darkness decks. But that's why she's my number 1. But that's that. These are my top 5 least impactful level 2 effects in the game. Did I miss one? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, I'm Kryn. Don't do the illegal. Don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! Alright, peace.